Yo, what's going on, guys? So we are after the day 2 of the Lake of Calandra League, so it's time for another update. So far I have 1 day 7 hours playtime. I am level 87, which to be honest should be higher, but I have been actually dying quite a lot. But I was finally able to swap to General Cry from my Spectral Helix gear. And on top of that, I did complete my atlas pretty much fully. I'm only missing one unique map, and I don't have still 2 Void Stones. So I have one from Eater of Words and Searing Exarch, and I'm missing the Maven and Uber Elder one. So first thing I want to talk about in this video is what I did to be able to swap to General Cry yesterday, so basically after the last video. So what I was doing is I was farming around tier 10 maps. I was entering red maps, and I started to notice that I'm having issues with mostly with defenses, a little bit with damage, but I still was able to clear red maps. It just wasn't super easy. So I decided to try out maybe taking a little bit of break from progressing Atlas and try to make some currency. So what I did is I started farming blighted maps. So for blighted map strategy, what I was doing is I was just buying tier 1 to tier 10 maps for between 5 and 8 chaos, and I was using either 2 amber oils, 1 teal oils, or 2 teal oils, 1 amber, depending on how many oils I had. And I was just clearing them for chaos recipe, because blighted maps are actually very good source of chaos recipe. Sometimes you can get like 5, maybe even more chaos recipes per map. That's how many jewelry you can drop from there. So I was actually pretty lucky, and in my first 5 maps, maybe even 4, I did drop 2 divines. Then after that I did drop boots, the Stampede, which I sold for 60 chaos, and I also dropped some other uniques that I sold 10c each. And with that currency I was able to buy my Red Blade banner, which I bought for like 40c, pretty well rolled Abyssus, which I bought for I think 35c, here is Ire, which with almost maximum roll, which actually got buffed this league. It has level 30 precision skill, which in patch notes was 22, so this one is actually pretty nice. It doesn't have a flat fizz roll anymore, but it has level 30 precision, almost 80 dexterity and 50 crit multi. I actually also ended up switching to 5-link because my damage was, to be honest, pretty good, and I felt like I need some defenses, so I'm using 5-link. I'm still using Magnet, even though I don't have 400 strength. It is still a pretty nice source of damage. I'm actually, with my levels right now, I am trying to get 20 strength here, and then 10 here when I'm gonna go for the jewel, and 10 here when I'm gonna go for solo steel, so I should have enough for 400. And Ichimonji, which is like 5 chaos, which is kind of whatever. And then I also started crafting my cluster jewels, because cluster jewels for this build pretty much did not exist, so I had to craft them. I actually did end up buying this one, which is only 2 mods instead of 3 mods, because I ran out of currency. So it has Furious Assault, Master of the Fundamentals, and I did craft medium ones with basically just alteration spamming, and after alterations using Regal, after I get the mob mentality or warning call. And on top of that, the nice thing this league is that if you get 3 decent mods, then you can just exalt them, because exalts are pretty cheap, so getting 4th mod is actually a pretty nice thing to do. So I actually did that with a few of them. I have one like this. This one I don't think is worth exalting, because it doesn't have that great of the mods except for mob mentality. And I also made this one with pretty much very good 4 mods. So yeah, basically alteration spamming, regals, and exalts. So I have lead by example with mob mentality, so for onslaught and frenzy power and endurance charges, and here 100% armor and war cries are intimidating. I'm also using conqueror efficiency to be able to fit the blood and sand. I'm also using precision, dread banner, pride, and determination. And here you can see my full tree, and I'm also using replica conqueror efficiency. So to be able to not to sustain your mana, basically, my cyclone costs 0 mana and my General Cry only 3. You need pretty much replica conqueror efficiency, -7 mana on the ring, and -3 channeling mana cost on the second ring. So yeah, that's basically it in terms of gear. So now let me actually show you tier 14 map. But before I do that, let me quickly also talk about the Atlas and my strategy, because like I said, I already completed the Atlas, so now I am trying to go for the strategy that I wanted to do with this build. And this build is strong with just having a lot of single target damage and being fast, like it jumps through a map really fast, and this is without buffs. So my strategy is basically just do tier 14 plus as fast as possible, do heist, so just pick up contracts, and you can see here how many contracts and blueprints I got from this is just from 15 maps. And do on top of that the essences, which is why I spec into the essences, and harvest, and kill map bosses, which is basically like a boss rushing plus heist plus essences. So this is basically my tree. I blocked everything except for heist and harvest, because I kind of just wanted to test out harvest. I'm probably gonna remove harvest also. And all of the Guardian map drops and 10% progress toward Searing Exarch. So what I'm doing is I'm just buying the random tier 14s, then I am using Horizon Orbs to roll them into a Mesa or Ashen Woods, and I'm not even rolling them with Alchemy, I'm doing them white. So I'm gonna do a showcase of tier 14 white, which is basically what this build is meant for. And this is actually letting me kill the essences, because I actually had a lot of issues with essences, but since I started doing them as white, I no longer have issues. And with harvest, I'm just checking for tier 4 boss, because I actually want to test how often they appear and how profitable just tier 4 boss are. So no tier 4. I'm still doing lake, even though I don't think it's that profitable. I'm just trying it out, seeing if somehow maybe I can improve it. So here I am gonna just swap this one with this one. Go to do a map boss, so you're gonna see my single target damage. So I'm placing totem, mark, berserk, and boss is dead. So single target is pretty nice. I'm also maybe gonna try out farming Guardian maps with this build right now, because my single target is actually pretty nice, and I can just rush through a map, reach Guardian, kill it, and leave. So single target damage is not great when there's a lot of monsters. As you could see, a lot of my damage got spread out towards the monsters. So now I found the essence, I killed the map boss, so now I only need to find the 2 smuggler caches. And sometimes there's also gonna be a third one, because you can still randomly just encounter third. So, but for the third one, I wouldn't like fully search. Oh, you can see here I actually found the third random one. And now I will just leave them up. So that's basically my strategy so far. Unfortunately, didn't drop any Guardian maps, but I still got some contracts and blueprints. So yeah, before I finish the video, I also want to talk about the issues I encountered with doing boss rushing. And basically the issues are about prices right now, because when you look, most profitable thing with boss rushing usually has been the invitation that you can get every around 25 maps, but these invitations right now are worth only like 35, 38 chaos. So normally you would get 100 C plus from every single invitation, but now they are actually pretty cheap, so we are not that profitable. On top of that, a lot of people are using heist on a map device, I feel like, which means that heist contracts and blueprints are also not like crazy expensive, but it's still profitable, so I'm still going for it. Another issue is I'm still using a 5-link, so I really need a 6-link, which is probably gonna be my next upgrade, because my single target is not the craziest, and I want to try out doing the Guardian invitations. And to do that, I feel like I'm gonna need a little bit more DPS, and then I'm gonna spec into all of the Maven and Height of Hubris nodes, depending on if I can handle hard ones. And that's basically it. I guess another issue is also that Guardian maps are not that expensive. But if I'm gonna farm Guardian maps, then I guess that's a good thing, because I can buy them for cheap. So yeah, in case of, if you're wondering what I'm gonna do next, like I already said, I'm gonna do either boss rushing, Guardian map rushing, and I'm gonna upgrade my chest into 6-link, and then probably I'm gonna just start saving up for Paradoxica. So that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.